insecurity is not being enough. I just felt like I could never do anything right. I could never be great at anything I did. In relationships, in my family. I think it goes back to me being a kid. It's just times that I just felt like I wasn't good enough to fit in. Going through a stage of adolescence and trying to figure out who I am. And then not only that, while I'm trying to figure out who I am, a lot was going on throughout that had me confused. We moved around a lot, and I had to worry about fitting in with people. My parents got divorced. I got pregnant at the age of 16. And with that, it brought on a lot of stuff that I really felt like I didn't need to go through at the age of 16. I'm thankful for it because it was a learning process to actually find myself and get to know myself and to love myself. And that's because I was bringing up another child in this world. It was times where I just felt like I wasn't going to be a good mother. I'm not a good daughter because I went and got pregnant. I wasn't a good sister. Once I got pregnant, things were happening. Things were told to me that just made my insecurity level go from like a 6 or 7 to 100. I'll say that. Because at home, I know my parents loved me. I know my family loved me, and they were there for me for everything. You know, when you're hurting and going through certain things, people say some hurtful things. It doesn't matter how much they love you or whatever, but people are going to say hurtful things. We're human beings, and some of us just can't control our emotions. When certain people found out I was pregnant, and it was a family member, I was called out my name. Not one name, but a whole bunch of names. So you can imagine, at 16, pregnant, because of me not loving myself enough to not do these things. But you wouldn't think one of the people that you looked up to, that you really truly cared about and thought that cared about you at the time, would say these hurtful things. You know, with that really made me insecure with anything that I thought about. When it came to, when I had the thoughts of not being good enough, that right there literally put it to the top. It actually put it over the top. And I went through my high school years, I wasn't there. Physically I was there, mentally I wasn't. Mentally my mind was so gone. When I thought that I didn't love myself before, I definitely didn't love myself or appreciate my self-worth during this time after that. I knew deep down that I was special. I knew that I had to be important in some kind of way, but on the surface and everything else, it's just the way things were portrayed and the way things were brought to me. It made me feel like I wasn't important. I had times to where I would write in my journal and say, everybody would be better off if Nikki wasn't here, because I thought I just wasn't that good. I went through life a long time trying to figure out a lot of things. It was hard. It was very rough to sit here and think that I was great. I was confused a lot. That's what it was. I've seen myself grow over the years. Yes, there are times that my insecurity of me not being good enough comes back, and it's because things can get a little overwhelming. I have so much going on, and I have a teenage daughter, I just be like, oh my gosh. And I have to get myself back in control, go to God, read my Bible, and I'm good. I'm back on point. I am great. I'm more than enough. God put me on this earth for a reason, and it's to be me. Don't let your insecurities or anything get the best of you. Till you see who you are and love the person that you are at that point, that is when everybody else is going to see it. Once you see it first, once you acknowledge it, and acknowledge you're going to have faults, you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, everything's going to happen and it's going to fall. It's a learning process. Every day you're learning something new about yourself. So I hope you all enjoyed this little segment. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Because this is who I am. So if you cannot accept me for who I am, being this petite, then I'm sorry. That's just who Ruth is. And so I'm pretty much here to tell you that feel like you need to change for someone just to be accepted.